Season 2 of Most Good Looking Show is finally over. Welcome to Amazing List, and here are top 10 amazing moments from Euphoria Season 2. Number 10. Fesco's story. Fesco and Lexi became very important characters for the show. That's why we root so much for them. But it started with very first opening scene when we got to know who Fesco really is. And he is a really caring brother, and his grandma was a G. We got to know what his relationship with Ash is. So when Ash meets his end, you feel what Fesco feels and how he got into this business. Seeing life of Fesco makes him more real character that people can relate to. And at one point Rue says,
and however hard he thought life was, it got harder and more complicated.
that makes you think Fesco really needs something good in his life, and that's when Lexi enters in his life. Number 9. Cat's breakdown. Euphoria have a great sense of humor.
Every day you get out of bed, it's an act of courage.
And this scene proves it so much. We know how Cat feels about herself, and also we have already seen that her imagination comes alive in this scene when all self-help influencers comes to lift her soul up, but everything goes another way. They didn't even listen what Cat has to say. This scene is very funny and very smartly done by Sam Levinson, showing that good thing also can become toxic for some people. So more than telling someone what to do, listening someone helps more. Number 8. Have my babies.
But I love you. Please, when I go to college, move with me. Marry me. Have my babies.
Maddie's birthday party just turned into pure comedy as soon as Cassie pukes. But what makes this scene pure fun is how sometimes Euphoria random moments comes all together and gives you more insight to the whole scene. Just like Maddie saying have my babies is so funny and truthful because we have already seen Nate saying the same thing to Cassie in his dreams, and just after that Cassie puking just makes it more laughable. Even the whole setup is full of amazing beats like Nate saying we're not back together and Maddie's reaction to that. This scene works more when Cassie is crying and repeatedly saying,
What's going on?
Number 7. Rue telling the truth.
What are you talking about?
In season 1, there was no hint that Cassie and Nate going to be in a relationship, but it was most of the season 2. But they did it so well that people loved it and waited when is everyone going to find out about that. And episode 5 was just about Rue and her addiction, but in the middle there comes a moment when Rue goes to her best friend Lexi, and in Lexi's home everyone is there. They try to help Rue, but Rue makes one more wrong decision by telling the truth about Nate and Cassie, and what follows is a very angry Maddie. After all, Maddie is just innocent in all of this, and what makes this scene watchful and fun is Sydney's and Alexa brilliant acting.
I'm literally gonna get violent.
No, there is no need to get violent.
Number 6. Dance sequence. Lexi's play is one of the best thing in the season, and episode 7 ending scene is just brilliant. Dance sequence is a biting satire on hyper masculine, but the most offended person is Nate. From the very first season, show makes it very clear that Nate is pretty insecure about his thing and how he does not like being in the locker room, and after knowing that his father is not straight, the level of uncomfortable on his face became very clear. Where everyone is cheering, Nate left the play and poor Cassie finally see Nate's dark side a little bit, and that's kind of makes Lexi's play a success. Number 5. Nate and Gun. Euphoria can be many things, and in the episode 6 scenes, it just pure scary. When Nate decided to take back the cassette of Jules, he makes a very dangerous plan, breaking in Maddie's room, scaring her to death, then point the gun to Maddie's forehead. But everything turns when Nate point gun to himself, and everything becomes more scary to Maddie. So she tells him where is the cassette. This scene makes you think about the first season when Nate blackmails Jules, but this time Nate goes more scary than the first time. But Nate is not all that bad. He gives cassette back to the Jules, and Jules asked him,
What, did you become like a good person?
which he replied,
Absolutely not, no.
And you should have seen what I had to do to get it.
Number 4. Ash's fate. Ash can be so impulsive and violent, just like his grandma, but it still hurts when he meets his end. When Fasco tries to give him a second chance to a life that Fasco never had, but really wanted to, that his brother lives a good life, but Ash don't listen to him and makes a decision beyond my imagination, and what follows is just pure chaos. Ash in bathtub fighting for his life, Lexi waiting for Fasco to show up, and Fasco crying and screaming in pain, and in the last we lose an amazing character in Sam Levinson world, Ash. Number 3. Rue's addiction. This whole show based on Rue's addiction, which is something that show's creator Sam Levinson have also dealt with personally. That is why scene like in episode 5's opening is so real and heartbreaking and gut-wrenching. When Rue's mother finds the pills and she confronts Rue, it did not go well. She screams, cries, breaks the door and makes a full mess. But this scene comes to a point where everyone's jaw dropped.
We flushed him down the toilet.
When we hear Jules' voice and we see that not even Jules but Rue's new friend is also there. Highlights of this scene is acting of Zendaya. She is so brilliant and great, and second highlight is the dialogues between Rue and Jules. They are just heartbreaking and so amazingly done. Number 2. Damn. Nate has done some of the worst things and he has to pay for what he did in some way, and at end of the episode 1 he pays.
What's up, man? You having a good time?
When Fasco asks Nate about New Year's, we kind of know what is going to happen, especially when we already know how violent Fasco's past and his grandma was, and that's when a bottle smashed, and after that there was just blood. Lexi's reaction was confused, but Rue's reaction with word damn made the scene so amazingly good and somehow very funny. Number 1. Cal's past. One of the reasons to watch and rewatch Euphoria is how beautiful and good looking it is. Its imagery, color and even soundtrack, all things in the show is just beautiful to watch and wonderful to listen. One of the example of it is in the episode 3's opening scene. This whole opening scene tells a story of Cal's past and his love story that did not end well. This whole scene is just brilliantly shot with amazing tension between all the characters like Cal and his friend Derek, and this 15 minutes opening scene is full of with great songs like Mystified, The Look and Tear Us Apart. It gave us a glimpse of why Nate's father is how he is, but also gives us a great deal of that how beautiful and sometimes truthful Euphoria can be. And thank you for watching the video, and please subscribe the channel for more interesting videos.